guys, welcome back to another episode of the MusicNFT podcast. Brock and Aaron back at it again with you.
Is anyone even left listening after that?
Right, with you. Is anyone here, or did you just turn off immediately? Brock, how we doing?
Great, mate. Thursday, just living life, getting ready for the weekend. Just looking forward to.
Do you want to tell everyone?
Just relaxing.
Tell everyone what your journey's been at the moment, what you're currently doing, what you're going through. Might be really interesting. Might give some people a bit of inspiration.
I decided exactly 12 days ago that, obviously before that, but I decided 12 days ago to kick it off, that I really wanted to improve my public speaking. I had seen a bunch of content over the last 12 months that said a really easy way to get going is to just literally turn the camera on and talk about a subject. And I wanted to keep myself accountable, is the right word and the word I was looking for. And I was like, how do I do that? And I'm like, well, I don't really post to my personal account at all besides my daughter. So I was like, I'm going to annoy the crap out of just all of my old friends and any DJs that are looking for gigs and give them content that they just weren't expecting. So I've been on a journey last 12 days doing direct to camera speaking at just about any subject. It's slowly turned into like a little bit of small business content, which is a lot of what I'm interested in at the moment. But it's actually working. And I've had a few people go like, you can see you're getting better over such a short period.
Yeah. The change is definitely there for sure.
So it is a lot about what we talk about on this podcast in the background is being consistent, showing up for yourself, those kind of things that really just happen because even today, like the video I posted today, I was at my daughter's gymnastics and that was literally the only chance I would have where she's not on top of me trying to decapitate me with something. For the whole day, like literally I just put her to bed and we're recording the podcast. Like that's why we do Thursdays at 8 o'clock in Australian time, is because it's the time that we know that we're both free and I know that my daughter's going to be asleep. So if you feel like you need to do, like you want to make a change, sometimes it's just about jumping off the cliff with no no safety rope. I basically did
no parachute, just head first.
Yeah, I was all over the shop the first week. Like, didn't know what I wanted to talk about. Didn't know what I was doing. Didn't know like what subject matters were good, bad. Kind of went down like fell backwards in the sense of like I was trying to make then content for Instagram, and I'm like, no, I don't need to be doing this. I just need to be getting better at talking to the camera and talking about subjects that. Talking for a minute to 2 minutes about a subject without making a mistake, essentially. And I think I finally found my stride around day 8, 9, and then it's just been onwards and upwards from there. And then weirdly, even some of the content started to actually resonate because you find when you're talking, I mean, in this case, it's kind of a bit off subject, I suppose, for the music NFT, but still on it again because of the consistency part. But and those for artists, like all content hits. If it's a real situation in your life where you're having a real experience and you share that, generally someone else has had a similar experience. Or in my case, I've had a few people reach out and go, oh, look, I've been on a really just trying to push myself to make that first step to start making content, and just watching you do this on this journey and just talk about, so what I do when I post, I'll post it, and then underneath I'll post like whatever's going to go as the caption, and then I just post a full critique of the video, because obviously before I post it I watch it like 5 or 6 times and just hate myself to pick up what I've done wrong, what I've done wrong, what I've done right, and I'll just write a little recap of how I felt about the video. And people have just started to resonate with that, even just because I've been like so blindly honest in it about my own opinions about how I feel and what's going on. So highly recommend just taking the leap. If you are worried about the music you want to release, just fucking release it, and who cares? And promote it though. Don't hide it
by talking to camera on your Instagram for 30 days. No, it's been cool. It's been cool to see, and it's been cool to see Brock. Brock is definitely someone who likes to put his money where his mouth is. He likes to go like, fuck it, I'm telling people to do this, so I should be doing it as well. And that's what he's doing.
If it's a good idea, it's a good idea.
The improvements are there. You can see it very clearly. I can't wait for his 30th day and then to go back and watch day one and just see that comparison, because I'm sure it'll be really, really cool to see.
That'd be a cool. We should actually spend some time and do like a nice little edit of that and like go and critique. Do it like a.
No. So what he means is, Aaron, go edit that for me.
Yeah, I mean, like we can sit there and watch it, and like you and I just hang shit on it. Review it basically.
Frame it like
this
like
is very heartbroke.
Yeah. Oh no, Ralph. Sorry. But yeah, so that's cool. Cool to see Brock doing that. Very proud of him, and he's getting better every day, which we love. We love to see. Love to see it. Back onto the subject of music NFTs. We've got some news, stuff going on in the space that we wanted to bring to light, give you the info. So one of the ones that we saw come through from, what's the newsletter called?
Ziggy
by Music Ben.
Yeah. Ben the God.
We've spoken about him a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, not enough.
Not enough. We need to continue to sing his praises. He had some stories. One of them, which I think is very timely, at this time of year, your Spotify Wrapped is about to come out. And I mean, like, whatever the fuck Apple does, Apple tries to do one. I think Tidal tries to do one. They're all just garbo because, Spotify fucking pretty much invented it.
Ate it up, yeah.
That's all that everyone fucking cares about, and that's the only one that people post. But the band or group, I guess, Greta Van Fleet, they just released a project, an NFT project, where you could get an NFT based on your listening history with them as artists. So it links, when you go to mint the NFT, it links your Spotify. And then obviously there's a determining factor of how many streams you've got with them or whatever, but then it gives you an NFT based on how big of a fan you are, basically. And, it's definitely not a concept new to us or something that we haven't mentioned before, but it's cool to see artists utilizing it and doing it. And, the art looks sick. I mean, Brock did it and obviously got like some base level NFT just to see how it worked. But it's cool, and it's cool to, if you're a huge fan of Greta Van Fleet, you're fucking promoting that NFT, going like, yeah, I got the fucking sick one with the fire and the fucking leaves or whatever, like some cool shit that they've got with the art.
I did see a fair few shares. That's what led us to it, really.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely cool. And it's interesting because when we saw that it was linking through Spotify, Brock and I questioned whether it was like a potentially like collab with Spotify, like if Spotify is like got kind of one hand in the picture going, yeah, let's test this and see how it goes, which could be cool, could be an interesting thing down the line. And the Spotify Wrapped, you see which percentage you are of your favorite artist, and so if they're able to, in a few years' time, be able to link NFTs with that,
it feels like a BuzzFeed article.
Really fucking cool.
You know what I mean? It feels like a BuzzFeed article. Link your Spotify, and we'll tell you what artists you're most like, or which artist you're going to marry, something like that.
Chainsmokers. Double
every day.
I'm in a group relationship. But yeah, definitely something cool that we saw this week. Another thing that we saw is our favorite music NFT royalty platform, Royal. They have recently just stepped into the world of, physical NFTs, or like using the Royal system IRL at gigs, which we thought was really cool. So in at an F1 closing party in Austin, they gave out wristbands to the attendees, and the wristband had a NFC chip in it, and you could just tap your phone on the NFC and it would link you to mint an NFT that basically was like your proof of attendance at that party. And they just ran it as a complete test. They were expecting, a handful, 10, 20 people to do it. And they actually got over 250 people sign up and mint the NFT. So that was it's a great proof of concept of, them putting into the real world, showing the use case. And then, those 250 people at that party now have an NFT to prove that they were there at the party, which is really cool.
Just to hop in here on the conversation, it just goes back, it just harks back to festivals, great music events, things that you just want to be a part of, that you can prove that you attended. What I think that they do well every time, Royal, is ease of use. Like, it's easy to be involved. For us, it's like easy to go claim your royalties when they're ready to go. Like, everything is just user friendly, so you're never too scared. So I'm not surprised that they got more. What is it, like 100x over what they thought they were going to get?
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me at all, and I'm glad to see, like, I suppose they were getting a little burnt as a brand because of some of the artists that they signed up to do their royalty drops not paying their royalties. So that's obviously why they're not pivoting, but they're just like showing that they're more and that they can bring more to the table, which is great to see. And I'm really looking forward to obviously seeing them continue to innovate.
Yeah, exactly. That's the key word. They innovate. They're continuing to innovate. They're continuing to, show that proof outside in the real world. I thought it was interesting that like 250 people like minted the token throughout the night. Like, it's not even like they just like took it home the next week. They're like, oh yeah, what was that thing? It's like 250 were minted during the night of the party.
We would have walked in.
Which is cool. And
I'm going home.
Yeah. Give me 5. Give me 5 wristbands. I want more. Is there a limited edition one? I want it. But yeah,
how many people don't need a mug?
Cool, give me a wristband, you dog. You got a 1-on-1? I want it. Give me seed phrase. But yeah, that's all the news that we've got this week. Brock, anything else?
I did want to add another little snippet in here that we're experiencing little tidbit that we're experiencing in the NFT world that I feel could hark back to a larger band or a larger act or a larger event, even a use case. We have been collecting because we're Australian, the Australian Open NFT. They released their very first one in 2022. We're now at 2024. So we've collected 2 NFTs each year. So 1 each.
Yeah.
Every year. They made the biggest blunder last year. This year they've they overcommitted. They were like, well, we're giving
they bit off more than they could chew last year.
You get a rolls, you get a rolls, you get a rolls. And it was like, and then it was like, just go touch some grass, guys, and piss off. Basically is what it ended up as. But as far as it goes, like, they've just muddled it up, but they're like slowly crawling there. And now it's just good to see where it's at. And this year and the rewards that we have for having those NFTs. And I feel like, again, a music festival, a band who tours a lot, even just, as you said, listening habits, just simple idea of like showing that every time you go, you got to collect, and then the rewards continue to stack every time you show up for that act, for that event, etc. Just really simple use cases. So for this year, I believe because we have the 2 NFTs, we get a choice of the second. The reacts the again on the camera.
Balloons came up again.
Sorry, we get distracted by these freaking FaceTime cameras sometimes. We get a choice of the second week. We can have a 2 times 1 week ground pass, or if you want to go to the first week, you can get 2 tickets to 1 day on the first week. Correct? Something similar.
Yeah. So just to simplify Brock's explanation.
Ridiculous explanation.
If you own one of the NFTs, you can get a full week ground pass to the second week of the Australian Open, which is like general admission. So you get, you get two. Sorry, I like two. Two ground passes, which is just basically like general entry to the tennis tournament for the second week. If you own two from each year, so it's like you have a 2022 and a 2023 ball, that becomes a multiplier, and you can choose whether you want the week ground pass for week 2, or you can have 1 day pass for week 1. Obviously, in tennis tournaments, week 2, there's kind of not much happening on the second week on the outside courts that are free to watch because the tournament's kind of wrapping up in the final week. But the first week is definitely like heaps of stuff going on. There's, you've got a chance to see some good players outside on some outside courts. But yeah, the fact that they're giving people who are those holders from both years, select perks. I mean, the perks, a week long ground pass to the tournament is already a great perk, to be fair. But yeah, to give people the option is cool. And then on top of that, if you have a ball that was a match point from previous matches in previous years, you also get tickets to that match in the current year, which is very cool.
Yeah, they've definitely figured out the reward system slowly 3 years later. But I just wanted to add that in there as a solid use case. And if someone wanted to go check it out and figure out how to backwards engineer that into a musical event, an album release, etc., I feel like it's really good, and they're starting to really flesh it out and have the beginnings of something really beautiful over the coming years.
For sure. That is it. That is it for us this week. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to rate and review, subscribe, share it with a friend. We love when you share it with your friends.
Follow us on Spotify, you dogs.
We'll catch you. We better be in your Spotify Wrapped for potties. Tell you what. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.